Hey, it's John Hope Bryant, and this is Money and Wealth on the Black Effect Network. This is the Money and Wealth podcast series, season two, and an exciting episode. I am talking about artificial intelligence once again, one of my very important focus areas for 2025 and 2026. We're doing there's a whole series, so buckle up. So I'm in my office downtown Atlanta. The office is for the global corporation. There was a time where everything happened here or it didn't happen at all. If you weren't sitting behind one of these computers, if you were not sitting in one of these cubicles, if you're not in an office meeting, then nothing mattered. It didn't record, it didn't happen. You needed the infrastructure, you needed this system. And before this, there was another system. And now we're about to experience a whole new way of life through AI. And it doesn't require you to sit in this office building. Now, we gather here for a different reason. It's building culture. I think culture is cool. I like making smart sexy, as you know, it's one of my phrases. And I think that by getting people together and gathering, it matters. But for you to benefit from the power of artificial intelligence, you don't necessarily need all this infrastructure that I have and that we've paid millions of dollars for. Um, you can do this right from where you sit. I don't want you to be afraid of AI. I don't want you to be um, pushing away from the table because you're afraid that artificial intelligence is going to take your job. I'm thinking about people who occupy the seats of my company. I've told them, and I'm telling you what I told them. Your job's not going to be replaced by AI. Your job is going to be replaced by someone who can use AI. And I hope it's you, as in them. But one thing is absolutely the case, everybody's got to become comfortable with artificial intelligence very quickly. This is not optional. This is not the cassette tape. This is not the DVD. This is not a movement to digital music or something. This is not even the internet, which was quite powerful. You had an option of whether you wanted to use it or not. This is not that. There are no options. This is the new world. And I want to teach you, I want to inspire you to participate in it. So let me explain first where we came from so that you understand how powerful this moment is and what it compares to. I've told you it doesn't compare to, any other sort of transformations in American society. So we'd have to go back 100 years. We'd have to go back 125 years. We have to go back almost 200 years to give you a snapshot of what this moment looks like. Think about 1850, the horse and buggy. Think about 1860, 1870, 1880, 1890, 1900. Those periods were defined by the horse and buggy. It was defined by the horse. The horse was machinery. The horse was luxury. The horse was wealth. The horse was transportation. The horse was flossing, right? Think about the Mercedes of this day. That was your horse. Think about your Louis Vuitton. Whatever it is that you think is flossing, that was a horse. Whatever you believe is wealth, that was horse. However you brought in your crops, that was led by the horse. In fact, 1 out of 10 jobs in 1870-ish, 1 out of 10 jobs was a farrier. A farrier is somebody who changes horseshoes. And my guess is a number of other jobs were tied to folks tied to the farrier. So the folks who gave the metal for the horseshoes or the iron, the folks who gave the staples or the mini nails, the tax, the horseshoe hammer, all of the pieces, the medicines, in case there was an infection, a lot of industries ground up around a farrier. This was everything. We got the word phrase horsepower from the horse being the center of our universe. But by 1901, you had a surge of automobile companies, this new invention that showed up. By 1910, you had 100 automobile companies. A lot of them failed, by the way. But by 1910, one thing was absolutely sure. The most valuable use of the horse. I'm sorry to hurt the feelings of horse lovers. I don't mean this intentional. This is not personal. I'm just telling you what history says. The most valuable thing for a horse by 1920 or 1910 ish was glue, as in horse glue or horse as glue. The automobile changed everything. So we're going to go, that took 60 years, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go from the horse being the center of the universe to the automobile, that was 60 years, to labor of human beings with the beginning of industrialization. We're going to go from being labor centric to technology centric in 6 years. Between 2025, 2024, I really believe is when it started, and 2030. By 2030, you won't recognize the world as we know it today. But don't be afraid, right? I want you to be empowered. I want you to embrace this. So I'm here to talk to you today. If you've got limited times and you want your friends to listen to this episode, I want you to tell them to start around uh, marker 7, minute 7, where John Bryant gets into this. So the title of this podcast today is Rebuilding the World with AI. Millionaire opportunities hiding in plain sight. Get out your pen and pencil or your iPad or your iPhone or your Android, whatever it is you take notes on. Let's time. It's time to take the time to write the future of time for yourself. So start writing your business plan because if you're not writing it, it's not real. What's the difference between a hustler and a businessman or a businesswoman? Paperwork, details, documentation. I want you to document this because this just might be one of the most important conversations in your life because it's going to help you to pivot. Let me tell you what AI is not very quickly. It's not checking sports results. You can do that on it with an internet search. This is not a fancy internet search, right? This is the beginning of everything. Artificial intelligence. I use AI as my co-creator in my life. That's right. I use artificial intelligence as a co-creator in my life. So as I'm doing something, I turn to artificial intelligence to help me make up time, to quicken things, to cut through the haze. But I know what I want to get to. I know what I'm trying to solve. I use this global machine of artificial intelligence to help me get there. That's my purposes. Now let me tell you in a practical way. I'm talking to you now. Somebody who's not in an office building, not running a multi-million dollar corporation, not saying you're not. I'm saying this is the average person. What can you do? So let me tell you this quick story about a young man. And I want to give Gary Vee credit for inspiring me to do this as an example. It's a young man or a young woman who's 14 or 15 years of age. And they have mastered artificial intelligence. They have gotten this down. They are a techno geek like I grew up being a techno geek. They're in a small town or a medium sized city. And they're going to start calling around to small businesses and saying, Mr. and Mrs. Small Business, you have a website that you paid 4,000, 5,000, maybe $20,000 for. Let's just pick a middle range, $5,000 for that website 5 years ago, 8 years ago. It's outdated. I will, with the help of artificial intelligence and plugging you into e-commerce like Shopify, etc. I'm going to redo your whole website and update it for $500. So it costs you 5,000. I'm willing to update it for 500. How many takers do you think that young man or young woman would get on that little idea? I'm gonna let you think about that for a moment. Because if somebody had called me with that offer as a hustling small business owner, who I don't have time to change my mind. I don't have time to check my website. I don't understand artificial intelligence. I'm trying to meet payroll. I got too much money at the end of my money. I'm hustling from can't see in the morning to can't see at night. I would say yes, sure. Particularly if he sounded like he knew what he was talking about. If that young man, if that kid using AI tools like ChatGPT, my favorite, I'm co-chair of the AI Ethics Council with my friend Sam Altman, or Wix AI, WIX, or Shopify Magic, right? Or all the other tools, Google and everybody else has their own tools now, right? Um, I would charge $500 if I was this kid, and I would see the business immediately lift. And if the kid does 10 of these a month, that's $5,000. Do it for a year, that's $60,000. This is middle class income now. Add some strategy, you've got a six-figure business. Add a team, you got $1 million agency. Let me be very specific. As you know, I like math because it doesn't have an opinion. That's a Melody Hobson quote that I have co-opted, and I give her credit for it. She's a friend. If this young man or young woman in a medium-sized city targeted this strategy on dominating this area of AI upgrading of software and did over the course of a year 2,000 contracts um, for $500 each, which again, these are not crazy numbers. That young man or young woman, right, would be a millionaire on paper. In other words, they'd have $1 million revenue business at 2,000 contracts, and that's 160 contracts, give or take, a month. It's not it's not unreasonable. Uh, 160 contracts a month uh, is about five new contracts, six new contracts a day. Now you have to be really assertive to do that as a person, as an individual. But think if you had a team of three or four people doing this, three or four young people with endless, boundless energy, just walking door to door, knocking on doors saying, "Can I upgrade your website? Can I upgrade your website? Sign here this new contract. Can I upgrade your website? Sign here. We'll schedule you." And then once you got three or four of these signed up, then you use that as credibility to go get some others signed up because you say, "Look, I've got Joe, Jack, and Schmo around the corner who've already signed a contract with me." You couldn't show the contract, privacy rules, but you could tell the new client, the new prospective client, who the other clients were that have signed up to your business. And now the new ones want to sign up because because the risk is already wrung out of this model. You've gotten other people to take the risk on you, so they say, "Yes, I'll do it too." This is not a very complicated example, is it? What if I told you that everything around you, literally everything, is about to be rebuilt with artificial intelligence, with AI, and you can be the one to do it? Now, I just gave you, again, that was inspired by Gary Vee. Um, but there's so many examples that you can now imagine for yourself, and I'm going to help you with some of those. Let's now think about um, the great AI rebuild. Every industry, every tool, every process is being completely reimagined. Right now, the fear is out front in everybody's minds because if you're a corporate leader today racing with your competitor, these are big companies now, to invest in AI, essentially what you're doing is trying to become what they call efficient. And there's a guesstimate now that artificial intelligence will increase businesses' efficiency by about 30%. That means in the short term, extraction. It means anything that can be processed, remove it, repetitive process, remove it, replace it with automation, robotics, artificial intelligence, technology, etc. That means people in the short term. So the fear in everybody's mind is, oh, I'm going to lose my job. And if you're in customer service or some of these low level fields, that might be actually the case. If you're making six figures and the business that you're in can be processed, then in time, if you're working for somebody else, that might mean you too. Yes. What did I say to you earlier? You're not going to lose your job because of AI or to AI. You're going to lose your job to somebody who can use AI. I'm going to teach you now how to use AI so you can make money and build wealth. The last time something like this happened to us was during the Industrial Revolution. That was a focus on machines. The internet revolution, that was a focus on websites. By the way, I remember in 2000 when the internet was the new rage, all the rage. I remember thinking I was going to change the name, literally change the legal name of Operation Hope to operationhope.org and Bryant Group Companies, as it was called back then, Bryant Group Companies into bryantgroupcompanies.com. That's the how manic this was, but you thought you have to change everything. It's all going to be internet based. And it was a big shift for everybody. And we all know how important the internet is today, but that was overblown. I'm not sure that the current hype, if you want to call it that, on AI is actually overblown. I think it may be underestimated how much this is going to transform society because it truly is another intelligence, which in some ways outstrips for the first time ever a level, not all, but a level of a portion of human intelligence over time. We haven't gotten that yet, but one can see the writing on the wall. By the way, as an entrepreneur, I do not think AI will take my job, right? So as a there are talents and tools that human beings bring to something that I do not think can be replaced. But anyway, that was the internet revolution. The mobile app explosion, that's iPhones, Uber, etc. So these are some examples where a lot of things changed all at the same time. AI is bigger than all of these. But unlike those eras, the barrier to entry is now free or near free. Please, please hear me. You don't need a factory. You just need to focus. there's your there's your quote for the day. You don't need a factory. You need a focus, and you need to focus. Um, racism is a big deal. We talk about it, discrimination, etc. My friend Van Jones, who's on the AI Ethics Council with me, and I think he's underestimated in his brilliance, particularly in this technology area. He said to me that 99% of black folks, in his estimation, don't really know a thing about AI, not their fault. But then he said, it's also true that 99% of white folks don't know a thing about AI either. So we're all equal opportunity discriminated against here. This everything starts at a new baseline. But the access at the moment is basically free. Bottom up millionaire AI opportunities. Bottom up AI millionaire opportunities. These are some opportunities that anyone with hustle and curiosity can act on. No PhD required. Number one, website upgrades for small business. Just explained that business, walked you through it, even walked you through a little of the math of how you can run $1 million a year business. And basically, you can control your market. Like you do an evaluation in your town, in your city, in your county, in your community. Do an evaluation of how many small businesses there are where you live. You don't need a national platform. You don't need to be an international business. You can do this in the Caribbean, in a small community in one of the Caribbean nations. You can do this in a small town in South Carolina. You can do this in Alabama. You can do this in the Mojave Desert in California. You can do this in Buffalo, New York. You can do this in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You can do this in the most rural areas of America, and you can control your marketplace with this one little business and create a business with an enormous profit margin on that $500 I explained to you earlier. Profit margin in that thing is about 90%. I mean, as much as 90%. So they bought it for 5,000 or more, the website. You can do it for 500. It may cost you 50 bucks to do everything you need to do. You want to hire people, whatever, and scale up, that may be a different situation. But you see what I'm saying? There's just there's a lot of room there for you to be great wherever you are and make a living, dignified living in this new AI era. So in this example, you have AI powered redesigns, SEO updates, chatbot installs, right? You do, in my opinion, you plug in some e-commerce. Again, I love Shopify as an example. To that, you also have Amazon that does it, and so on and so forth. Walmart, I'm not sure if they have an e-commerce platform that you can log into, but you should look at what they're doing because they do it as a best in class organization and maybe take some ideas from them. Number two, digital marketing revamps. Use Chat GPT and Canva AI to create better ads, better emails, social media strategies. Number three, digital marketing revamps was, if you need me to go into that more, but that's an easy one for somebody who's running, let's say, an advertising agency, a public relations agency, anybody who's involved in marketing and PR. Again, this is not going to replace you. You've got to augment what you do. So you're your own replacement. You're upgrading your own software so you can compete in the 21st century because you want to be, in this example, the example I love to give, you want to be Netflix, not Blockbuster, right? Blockbuster could have bought Netflix for a very small amount of money. They got arrogant, got obnoxious, threw their nose up at Netflix, told them to go away. Remember the Blockbuster dates on every corner every week. And over time, Blockbuster went out of business. Netflix surged. There's one Blockbuster in the world today. So you want to be you want to be Netflix, not Blockbuster. You want to be um, Amazon, Walmart, not Sears and Roebuck or Kmart that went out of business. You want to be the iPhone today, not Kodak. So if you're running a PR firm, a marketing firm, etc., an ad agency, I want you to think about how you augment what you're doing with artificial intelligence to take you from good to great and competitive for the 21st century. Number three, as I mentioned, create a local AI concierge service. This is so cool. Help older businesses and older business owners adapt AI for bookkeeping, scheduling, customer service, etc. Someone will pay you to do this. I guarantee you this is the case. This is a huge opportunity. I'm going to repeat that. Creating a local AI concierge service will help you help other businesses, older businesses, right, to adopt AI for bookkeeping, scheduling, customer service, and other essential services. Number four, there's a number of ways you can do that. You can do it as a consultant. You can do it as a cost saving analysis. Anyway, there's a huge opportunity there. Most of America are small businesses, by the way. They call it the Fortune 500 because there's only 500 of them, right? But there are literally um, tens of thousands of businesses in America, um, and you want to target the portion that's in your neighborhood or your community, help them help themselves, and you do well and do good with good capitalism at the same time. Number four, Start an AI tutoring and literacy class in your neighborhood, class or classes. Teach others how to use AI. Charge $20 to $100 per session per person. Again, pull out that calculator, do that math. Not bad revenue. This can be your side hustle, by the way. Let your 9 to 5 finance your 5 to 9. Work somebody's job, get their health care, give them good service. Rather, don't cheat on the good job, deliver. But when you come home, you can then pursue your dream. And this is something you do part time. Teach others how to use AI and charge $20 to $100 per session per person. Number five, AI powered resumes and LinkedIn makeovers. Help job seekers become future proofed. Number six, write AI powered books and e courses. Use AI to help others tell their stories or share their knowledge. Again, you're comfortable with something other people are not. Don't wait 2 years to do this. The market will be flooded. I want you, if you're going to do any of this, do it right now. Be in a hurry. Be be excited about this and master it before other people become comfortable with it. Number seven, reimagine the church bulletin. I just love this one. We can all relate to it because we all growing up, most of us went to a church and we knew how raggedy these church bulletins were. Reimagine the church bulletin, community newsletter, or community newsletter with AI. Digitize it, brand it, logo for the church or community group, make it interactive, sell it as a service. So you're going to get them out of the paper business. By the way, we'll save some trees, stop polluting the earth, maybe. And you're going to get, because most people have a phone. They've got a digital phone. You can put a code. You can put a code on the phone. I'm sorry, on the pamphlet, a QR code that people can pull from to pull their pamphlet up at church or their bulletin. There are many ways to do this, but the point is, everybody these days has a digital phone in their hand, and so you don't even need to worry about what they're going to read it on. They've got something to read it on. You just need to move folks into the 21st century. Number eight, launch a micro AI agency for local elected officials or nonprofits. I'm talking about speeches, strategy, email writing, grant writing, and you become the hub for the new intelligence in the community for folks who want to do the work but don't understand the technology. They've confused business with busyness. They want to go out there and just sell and hustle, but they need somebody to be that backroom business manager in that new world. That could be you. And you're not doing it for one business in this example, or one nonprofit, or one elected official. In this example, is elected official or nonprofit. You can have a range of clients. Okay. Number nine, start a Fix My Biz mobile AI consulting pop up. A physical booth or truck where you offer quick AI solutions to small business owners. You want to be mobile? Combine this with Uber if you like, or Lyft. Do too. Give people rides. And when you're not doing that, do a pop up with an AI Fix My Biz mobile app business or mobile AI consulting business. A physical booth or truck where you offer AI solutions to small businesses and you move around. It's, again, people who don't like being stuck in an office and want to see new things, new places. Number 10, create an AI based voiceover or video business. You can use 11 Labs, Pictory, that's Pictory, or other apps to offer a $50 explainer video or ads from mom and pop shops. And there's so many more examples. I just gave you some that don't require, as I said, a PhD. Don't wait to be hired by the future. I want you to create it for yourself. Okay. I'm looking around my office now just to take this to another level. I'm looking at this painting in front of me of an eagle. Um, that photographer had to wait for the eagle and spend all day hunting for the right photo of the eagle, and the right imagery of the eagle. Wait for the sun to be in the right place, and he might have spent all day trying to, maybe days, hunting for the right situation. Now you can do this same photo in minutes with the help of artificial intelligence. But maybe you say, no, no, I want to keep the creative process pure. Okay, that's fine. So let's step away from that. You still want to go out and photograph the ego on your own. And frankly, I do believe natural anything is better than artificial anything. But the process of making the art piece itself, the photograph on the metal in this particular example, the backing, all of the creation of this art piece on my wall is going to be reimagined with AI. AI and microphone production, AI and picture frame production. I'm looking at my desk. AI and water bottle production, AI and office supply creation and production, AI and furniture production, AI and television production and technology, AI and award production, AI and picture frames. I mentioned picture frames already, but I was talking about art. I mean, literally everything in my office is going to be reimagined by somebody who gets obsessed with that thing. AI and sports, AI and baseball within sports, AI and basketball within sports, AI and baseballs in sports. Like literally everything's going to get reimagined with the help of artificial intelligence because AI will make it better, more efficient. The process, the system, the way you go about it, and the product that gets output on the other side. Let me now talk about why most people will miss this. They'll just miss it. It's fear. The worst thing to fear is fear itself. Let me remind you of that. But it's fear, it's distraction. I talk about ignoring the noise in your life. You cannot create magic in noise. It's entitlement. You don't think this applies to you. You think that somehow the world's going to work out for you. No, God helps those who help themselves. And this is biblical. To be poor is not to not do anything. To be poor is not to not, sorry, to be poor is not to not have anything. To be poor is not to not do anything. And lazy hands make a man poor. That's Proverbs in the Bible. So God helps those who help themselves. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to be an agent here of God to help you to get moving so you don't get run over. When you're being run out of town, get in front of the crowd and make like a parade. Can I get an amen? It's not even a religious comment, but somebody, even the person who doesn't believe in anything or anyone or God, please say amen. This is everything. So, real talk and seriously, I don't want you to have an entitled mentality. That's not good for you. I don't want you to be distracted. That's not healthy for you. I don't want you to be fearful. That's not you. You are great. Worse is somebody just waiting for someone to give them permission. No one's going to give you permission. No one's going to sit you down and walk you through this unless it's one of these people who've started a business based on one of these ideas and goes and consults with you in their neighborhood. But other than that, you're gonna have to do this for yourself. And if you don't do it now, I'm telling you, the world's gonna walk right past you. AI doesn't require you to be rich. I'm gonna repeat that. AI does not require you to be rich. This is mind blowing because for most other things, you got to start with resources, money, connections, contacts. You got to do something. You got to have some starting place. This puts you at the same basic starting place as a multimillionaire, maybe even a billionaire. And maybe you're in a better position because you got hustle and you're hungry for success. And maybe they're not. Maybe they're just sitting around chilling. I'll tell you something about wealth. First generation makes it, second generation spends it, third generation loses it. That's historic over thousands of years. So if you have the hustle of a first generation entrepreneur, small business owner, or worker, somebody who's an immigrant or migrant, or somebody with just, bottoms up hustle, and you're willing to work from can't see in the morning to can't see at night, and you're nosy, you're willing to get into this, how do you not succeed is what I'm thinking about. As my friend Tony Ressler would say, if you don't quit, you can't fail. So AI doesn't require you to be rich. It requires you to be curious and consistent. This is the new pick and shovel economy. Be the one handing out the tools. Can I get an amen? I'm going to repeat that. This is the new pick and shovel economy. Be the one handing out the tools. Dr. Dorothy Height, God rest her soul, once told me, John, I like you because you're a dreamer with a shovel in your hands. I want you to be a dreamer with a shovel in your hand. I want you to now have the right mindset to seize it. Okay. I want you to have the right work ethic. All right. And in fact, I need you to have more work ethic than tech skills. Yes, this is different from um, science, technology, engineering, and math, STEM. This is different from coding. This is different from the computer class that you needed, the coding classes that you took, where it took years and years and years, and you had to get that right before you could do anything right. No, you don't need that with AI. I'm sorry, you don't. Now, computer skills may be better for other things, like repairing the computer. And there's places for coders and people who got these computer skills. They will have a job and a place. But for this that I'm talking about here, you do not need to be a tech genius. You need to have a work ethic that's undeniable and some tech skills. Learn just enough to be dangerous. My friend Tim Burt would say, be dangerous from the neck up. I agree with him. In fact, I want you to be dangerous more than I want you to be famous. YouTube and Chat GPT are your mentors. Focus on adding value to others. AI is the tool. You are the bridge. I hope you guys are writing this down. If you don't, rewind the podcast episode and listen to it with friends, listen to it with family, share it with those you love. Pull out that pen and paper or that digital ink on your mobile device and create a business plan for your life based on what I'm telling you. Number 6, I want you to have a call to action, the AI challenge. Challenge your audience that's in front of you, your family members, your coworkers, your loved ones, whoever your audience is. Maybe the audience, by the way, is yourself. But challenge that audience to pick one of these ideas. Let's start with the audience of you. Pick one of these 10 ideas and try it for the next 30 days. Just give it a shot. And even if you fail, you'll fall forward. Even if you're not doing that, you end up doing something else. I guarantee you, no different than the advice I give to people about Operation Hope and the coaching and counseling we do with Operation Hope, people who have taken me up on that, their lives have been transformed. If I've never had somebody who said, I did what you told me to do about credit score, increasing your credit score, lowering debt, increasing savings, and I didn't end up a better person, less drama, less stress, more opportunity, more optionality. I didn't have, more self-esteem. I've never met anybody who did what I instructed them to do, and their lives have not been transformed. I get stopped every day by people who tell me Operation Hope has transformed their life. There'll be a special announcement soon coming from Operation Hope where we're going to expand our work of financial literacy and include AI literacy with it. Stay tuned for that. In the meantime, check out the AI Ethics Council that Sam Altman and I co-chair. Check out the AI LP3, our partnership with Georgia State University and Mayor Andre Dickens and the Atlanta Public Schools. That's some primer work for the work to come. But I want you to just fall forward. Don't be afraid. Don't let the perfect become the death of the good. Just step into this world. Invite um, people you love to try this and then collaborate with you in a bit of an informal club. And I want you to DM each other. I want you to tag each other on social media with the tagline. Write this down: AI Rebuild Challenge. All right. And I'm going to be looking for that over the next weeks and months. I'm going to be looking for the AI Rebuild challenge. And the rebuild is you, right? But I want you to infect your friends and those you love with this new mindset, starting with you. So 1 year from now, you could be telling me you made your first $1,000 or your first $1 million. What you do today will decide that. Here are some tools for the trade for you. Which tools should you use? First of all, very much like we do at Operation Hope in the banking area, I don't tell you what to invest in. I tell you how to invest. I don't tell you what banking products or what bank to use. We give you options and you choose. I'm not going to tell you which things or companies to use, but I'm going to tell you ones that I think are credible, and then you decide what you want to use. Here's some quick fire AI tools to start with. My favorite, ChatGPT, Canva Magic, Durable.co. That's instant websites. Durable.co. Pictory slash runway ML. That's AI videos. 11 Labs. That's voice AI. Opus Clips, short form video. Opus Clip. GPT. Agent GPT. God mode dot space. These are build agents. So for that kid business I told you about, I gave you a example here of a tool you can use. You tell me in the comments when you see that this is a clip on social media, you tell me which one of these apps you use to start that website upgrading business. I want you inspired and educated. I want you to have a PhD and a PhD too, right? I want you to have agency in your life. I want you to have hustle and belief. And I want you to understand the free enterprise system and capitalism can work for you. I want you to understand that AI is for everyone, not just for coders and techies. I wanted to give you today some practical action steps, not just theory. I hope that you felt empowered by this. I hope that you feel that there's something in here for you. If you want more on this topic, let me know and let me know what you want me to cover. And I'm happy to do that. I plan on doing this as a series. I already have in mind uh, episode 2 in this series, but you tell me what you want me to focus on. And also, I'm bringing back a couple friends from a very popular AI episode I did with them because I think that they can add some context for the larger discussion of how this is going to change our world by 2030. So they're going to give you some theory and some strategy and some perspective when I come back with Van Jones and others for that conversation. Go back and watch the prior episode we did. It's in season 2 this year. Um, and again, I'm going to give you a regular diet of this so that I walk you into the future so that you're not afraid. I want you to be bold. I want you to be audacious. I want you to believe in yourself. I didn't know a thing about AI 2.5 years ago. And now I use it, I don't know, 30, 50 times a day as my co creator. I have one, just to wrap this up, I have one product I use by Plaud, Plaud, and I use it to record staff meetings and to record my ideas on the run. It's not just a transcription; it's artificial intelligence. This one's powered by ChatGPT, and it will take my meeting or my comments on the run. It will summarize it. It'll give me a mind map of it. It'll give me transcripts of the meeting. It'll tell me what my to dos are, who I met with, what I promised them, the names I forgot after the meeting. It remembers. It gives me a to do list of what I need to follow up on. So you see, AI is not going to take your job or do your job, but it will make it easier for you to be excellent at your job or your chosen profession. And if you don't do this, you can easily see, I think, why somebody else doing a job, even half baked with AI, will clock you doing your job excellent without it. This is John Hope Bryant. I'm stepping you into the future, and I'm taking you with me as I go. This is Money and Wealth on the Black Effect Network on iHeartRadio. And please tell a friend. Let's go.